So as many of you can tell by the title of this video, I've recently returned to Black Desert Online, which is weird considering the last two videos I made about it were rather negative. So what's changed? Well, quite a lot actually, and in this video I'll be talking about the current state of the game, how the whole pay to win thing turned out, what's changed since the last time I played, and ultimately why I've come back to the game and been having more fun with it than any other MMO in recent memory. So a few weeks ago I decided to download Black Desert just to get some footage for my top 10 MMOs video, when my friends told me that returning players get a crap ton of rewards and also get to play on a double XP channel for an entire month to help get caught up. This sounded really good to me, as I've criticised Black Desert for being a pain in the ass to get caught up with in the past, so I decided to make a wizard and level with my friend for a bit, because my last character I kinda fucked over by getting -1 million karma. We played for a few hours, the leveling was super fast, and I kinda felt nostalgic going back through all of the zones and being a part of the Black Desert world again. I've said it a few times on stream in the past, but Black Desert is one of the few MMOs that has a game world that I actually care about, just because of how immersive and beautiful it is, and it felt really good to be a part of that again, even though at the time I didn't plan on sticking around for too long. So after playing again for a few hours on my wizard, I got some footage and went to bed. The thing is though, after I stopped playing, I kept thinking about the game, and I think I've really started to realise how much I missed it. But I didn't miss the game for the end game PvP or the grind to become the best. I missed it for its depth. I missed the professions, I missed going out and killing stuff for no other reason than just enjoying the combat, and I really started thinking to myself, maybe I should just play this game casually and just enjoy all of its non-competitive aspects. So that's what I did for a few days, and I had a great time in the process, also learning about many new and positive changes that have been made to the game since the last time I played, which we'll talk about later. Eventually I hit level 56, which is the new soft cap, so it only took a few days, and finally unlocked my awakening weapon. For those of you that don't know, at level 56, your class's gameplay changes significantly in Black Desert. You basically get an additional weapon and skill tree to use alongside your normal weapon and skills. However, these abilities are much more powerful and fun to use. The combat basically gets about 10 times more fun and has a lot more depth to it, which is impressive, as even without awakenings I've always thought BDO to have the best MMO combat out there. I kinda had to relearn my wizard for a few days, but once I got the hang of the awakening weapon, that's when I started to feel like I want to play this game for the foreseeable future. Something I've always hated about Black Desert though is how you upgrade gear and how punishing it feels to fail upgrades. Since coming back, I've decided that I'd just completely avoid and bypass that aspect of the game by just purchasing gear that's already upgraded from the marketplace. Sure, it'll probably cost me a lot more money, but that's the price I'm willing to pay to avoid one of the main reasons I decided to quit playing in the first place. And due to how the game's progressed and my new mindset of just enjoying the game and not trying to be in that top 1%, so far it's worked out rather well for me, and I've got to the point where in 2 weeks I'm geared enough to at least defend myself against most players and even get a few kills from time to time. In taking this new approach to gearing, I actually don't mind grinding mobs for money like I used to, as the income I get makes me feel as though I'm making direct progress towards an upgrade, whereas going the RNG route, you feel a lot of uncertainty. It's also a lot more fun to grind with the awakenings, so that helps a lot too. Something that's been added to the game which I absolutely love is a daily grind hour reward, in which you can choose to have either 200% additional XP gain for 30 minutes or 100% gain for 1 hour. Due to how powerful this is, I use it every day, and I feel like I'm making meaningful progress in terms of leveling even past the soft cap, which is something I really struggled with the last time I played. Previously I had this misconception that players starting the game now or even a few months after release would be so far behind that they'd never get to the point where they'd even stand a chance in PvP. What I didn't consider was that at a certain point, even the best players in Black Desert hit a bit of a wall in terms of gear progression, and the gap between the most well-geared players and the average player closes quite significantly. I'm no longer of the belief that to get anywhere in Black Desert you need to dedicate your life to it. My girlfriend started playing BDO less than 1 week ago, and she's already level 56 and is geared enough to fight some mobs in one of the game's more recent expansions. So other than the new catch-up systems for new and returning players, what else has changed since the last time I played? Well, one huge thing that I absolutely love is how my 3 favourite life skills, processing, cooking and alchemy, no longer require energy to make things. This means if I wanted to, I could spend the entire day making beer, potions or chopping wood. I could do so without hitting the point where I'd have to stop and wait for energy. The only life skill that requires energy now is gathering, which makes a lot of sense because it's more of an active skill. The way buying items from the marketplace works has also changed. Previously, items would just appear and the person that enters a code and hits enter first would win that item. Now everything listed on the marketplace has a bid phase, so everyone at least has a chance to get those highly sought after items. On top of that, you can also pre-order items for a value above the normal market price. When something's listed, if you have the highest pre-order value, there's a chance that item will be sold to your pre-order rather than getting to the bid phase. Without these changes, I don't think it'd be as viable to play the game and just buy all your upgrades like I'm choosing to do, so I'm really happy with this change. Another thing I complained a lot about before I initially quit Black Desert were the world bosses. How they felt buggy, would randomly one-hit you with poorly displayed attack animations, and how you felt compelled to use Alien's Tears to get back into the action ASAP to increase your chances of loot. Now, however, they seem a lot better. Dying doesn't feel as punishing because the animations aren't as instant and seemingly random as before. You actually have time to respond, so when you do die, you feel like you deserved it, so overall some nice changes there. As of a very recent update, making alts has actually been incentivized through the new fame system. At the end of each day, you're basically mailed money based on the fame of your family, aka all characters on your account. The higher your character's levels, knowledge, contribution points and life skills are, the more money you receive daily, and this is on top of the daily wealth you receive from login rewards too. So even if you don't have much time to play, you can still make some progress through wealth just from logging in. And finally, let's discuss the elephant in the room, the pay to win aspect of this game. A few months ago, the publishers of Black Desert announced that you can now sell cash shop costumes on the marketplace for in-game currency. A lot of people were pissed off, and rightly so. We all thought the game would become heavily pay to win, and these assumptions were based off the Korean servers, where these costumes sell for about 100 million silver each. In our version of the game, however, they only sell for 25 million silver each. There's also a cap on how many you can sell per week, which is 5. 5 cash shop costumes will cost you about $150 and net you about 125 million silver per week. Just to put this into perspective, I can easily make 20 to 30 million silver per hour in this game just from killing mobs, and I've made roughly 1.5 billion silver in the past 2 weeks that I've been back. So currently, as of right now, I think it'd be a bit of a stretch to call the game pay to win unless you consider spending $150 per week to make the same amount of money as you'd get from 5 hours of grinding as winning. I think I probably overreacted when the announcement was initially made about this, but then again so did everyone. We really didn't know how little of an impact it'd actually have on the game, and I suppose the upside of this is that you can now buy all of the costumes with in-game money. If you're thinking about jumping into Black Desert without spending a penny though, I still think there's certain items on the cash shop that you're almost required to buy just because of how convenient they are and the game being a lot more tedious without them, such as extra weight capacity, inventory space, pets, and even the 30-day value pack, with the latter two being available for in-game currency as well. But if you were to ask me if someone can just throw a few $1,000s at Black Desert and become really overpowered, I'd have to say no. The game's a lot more play to win than it is pay to win, and the people at the top in this game have got there through thousands of hours of hard work. So really, they've kinda earned the right to be able to go around one-shotting people, and in a way, the fact that stats and gear aren't completely balanced and normalized like in a game like Guild Wars 2 for example, it actually gives you something to aim for and work towards, which I actually quite like. Another reason I've decided to get back into Black Desert is that I'm actually excited for the future of the game. We've been getting content updates on a regular basis, and the size of the world has more than tripled since launch. There's a new expansion dropping a few days after the making of this video that will allow us to build huge boats and sail over to a new continent. There's going to be guild vs guild naval battles, sea monsters, treasure hunting in the sea, and trade ships that you'll need to defend. Apparently the size of this update is so huge that if you were to take an NPC ferry over to the new continent, it's a 45-minute journey one way. To some that probably sounds a bit ridiculous, but again, it adds to the realism of the world in BDO, which to me is one of its main selling points. The final reason I decided to come back was that despite popular belief, the game isn't dead. A while ago they did a server merge and it actually feels more populated now more than ever. Shortly after the cash shop update was announced, a lot of people from my old guild quit the game. But recently it seems everyone's coming back and we're an active guild again, but we're not super hardcore like we used to be, which suits me a lot more, as I can just focus on my own personal goals, but still take part in node wars once or twice a week, which is really fun. But just to give a quick recap of why I've returned to Black Desert, it has a game world that I actually enjoy being a part of, and I did miss it when I stopped playing. The game isn't as pay to win as I thought it'd be, there's a ton of content to explore and the game has regular updates. The combat system past level 56 is the best I've ever experienced. I like that energy is only used for gathering now and not in cooking, alchemy and processing. The game world feels populated and I'm in a fun guild. World bosses aren't as bad as they used to be. The new catch-up channel for new players and login rewards are great. You don't feel like you're wasting your time when you make an alt character. Due to the marketplace changes, you can avoid the game's RNG upgrade system by just buying your gear for silver. The daily grind hour event helps me make consistent, meaningful progression in terms of leveling even with limited time, and my mindset has changed in the way I approach the game. I'm more than happy to play the game casually and just enjoy it for what it is, rather than trying to be super competitive. I feel as though my stance on a lot of things in Black Desert and MMOs in general have changed a lot over the past year. I took some time away from the genre and I've been able to identify what's really important in these games, which is having fun. Almost every MMO out there nowadays has some form of cash shop controversy, but I now have the mindset that as long as these things don't affect my ability to have fun in that game, then I don't really care. I also used to feel almost entitled to have access to everything a game offers whilst only playing casually, and I no longer feel that way. Playing Guild Wars 2 made me realise that having access to a lot of the end game content right away leaves you without goals and things to aim for. An MMORPG isn't a MOBA or an FPS, it's a completely different beast, and a lot of the fun you experience when playing MMOs comes from a feeling of progression that you have when getting closer and closer to your goals. That being said, my stance will probably never change in regards to MMOs that people always say, it's fun when you get to end game. If the core gameplay is boring to the point of making you want to stop playing, then there's something wrong with that game that probably needs to be fixed. Games are supposed to be fun after all, and ultimately, the reason I'm playing Black Desert again is that I'm having genuine fun with it, both from progressing to my goals, the actual gameplay itself, and being part of a huge persistent world in a guild that doesn't ask too much from me. So if you've been considering playing Black Desert, I'd actually say the game's in a really good state right now. It feels really populated on every server, content is being made for it on a regular basis, and the pay-to-win complaints didn't turn out to be as big of a deal as people like me made it out to be. Just bear in mind it's still a very confusing game for a new player, and you'll have to have a lot of patience to learn how it works, but in my opinion it's worth it because right now there's no other MMO out there like it, hence why I'm playing it again. But that's it for this video guys. If any of you watching have also returned to Black Desert recently, then let me know your reasoning for it in the comments below. Let me know why you quit initially and what brought you back. I'd be interested in reading your replies. But thanks for watching, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you again really soon.